great player, you can still bring someone in.
I think James
like that.
Harden needs to meet up with Giannis and teach Giannis how to ask for a trade. Nobody gets themselves traded like James Harden, and Giannis can't handle this. He just needs to be clear, and he has not been clear, and that has given the Bucks an out.
That's the biggest thing. Malika just read his comment part. To me, that's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I love Milwaukee, but I want to win. They're not going to win this year. So that's clear. I agree with what Kenny just said. He's got to find a new place to go play because Milwaukee, that's done. That's a wrap.
That's dead bird, tall grass. You're absolutely right. But here's why I disagree with you at, Wendy. Right now, this is on the Milwaukee Bucks. Somebody need to actually call the police.
How's that working?
Let me tell you.
Working.
Hold on. Run an investigation because they holding the man hostage. The only reason that we have these reports right now.
What's up, everyone? You just heard the absolute core of the entire Giannis Antetokounmpo trade saga distilled into a 45-second argument. This isn't about basketball fits or trade packages anymore. This is a psychological and philosophical battle about power, loyalty, and leverage in the modern NBA. And that clip shows the two warring sides. On one side, you have the argument that Giannis is being held hostage. The analyst says it plainly. Somebody need to actually call the police. They holding the man hostage. The point is brutal but clear. Giannis, by all insider accounts from Shams, has communicated for months behind closed doors that he believes it's time to part ways. He's done his due diligence. He's been professional. He's been the ultimate company man for a decade, bringing a championship to Milwaukee. But because he's not pulling a James Harden, not making a public spectacle, not refusing to play, the Bucks front office, led by John Horst, is using his politeness against him. They're treating a private, professional request as non-binding because it lacks the destructive public force they've seen from other stars. In their view, no nuclear option, no real problem. That's why the analyst says the Bucks need to run the investigation. They're exploiting his character. But then you have the immediate counter-argument, and it's equally valid. Giannis hasn't been clear enough. He has not been clear. And that has given the Bucks an out. Look at his public comments. I want to be a Buck for life, but if they're not trying to win, I have to weigh options. That's the dictionary definition of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. In the cutthroat business of the NBA, ambiguity is a loophole. Front offices are not in the business of reading tea leaves or interpreting heartfelt interviews. They need a formal, unambiguous trade request to justify to their fan base and ownership why they're trading a 2-time MVP and the greatest player in franchise history. Giannis's legacy-conscious, loyal approach is creating the very stalemate he's stuck in. This is the fundamental clash. It's Giannis's old-school loyalty versus the Bucks' cold-blooded business calculus. And this clash directly fuels the two-team race Shams outlined, Miami and Minnesota. Miami Heat are the masters of this modern, aggressive star chasing. Pat Riley doesn't wait for polite requests. They create the pressure, the environment, and the narrative that forces a star's hand. They would have never let it get to this hostage stage. Minnesota Timberwolves represent the cleanest basketball fit, a ready-now contender that can offer a king's ransom of players and picks, Cat McDaniels picks. Their pitch is purely transactional and basketball-centric. We give you the best return. You get to pair Giannis with Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert. The Bucks are stuck between these two suitors and Giannis's mixed signals. If they trade him now, they get the maximum value. If they wait, they risk Giannis getting to his final contract year, where he gains all the leverage to pick his destination, potentially diminishing Milwaukee's return. And we can't ignore the other massive piece from Shams. Ja Morant is as good as gone. The Memphis Grizzlies are in a full rebuild. They've already traded Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. Ja is the last domino. When Shams says a team has gotten 7 first-round picks already and is entertaining offers, that's not a rumor. That's a pre-obituary. Memphis is collecting assets for a multi-year reset. Where Ja lands will be the next league-altering move. So, the big question to you, who's right in the Giannis standoff? Is he a hostage of a front office exploiting his loyalty? Or is his own lack of a definitive, Harden-esque demand the reason he's still in Milwaukee? And which team, Miami's pressure cooker or Minnesota's clean fit, should be going all in to end this drama? Let me know in the comments below. The clock is ticking, and this stalemate is defining the entire NBA landscape.